You know, let's follow the money on the campaign trail right to Minnesota's 6th congressional district. The mostly rural area is the most expensive district in the country in this election cycle because of one person, Michelle Bachmann. Bachmann, well, I guess you could say, doesn't have the chops to condemn the bigoted, homophobic statements of New York Tea Party candidate Carl Paladino. She was asked about Paladino this morning on the Today Show.
Do you think that he was wrong to say that, especially given all these hate crimes that we've seen recently aimed at gays?
I think people in the Tea Party movement agree on about a 70% set of issues, and it's a fairly wide umbrella, but it's been uniform from the rise of the Tea Party movement until today. The message hasn't changed.
But again, Congresswoman, do you think that Carl Paladino was wrong to say what he said about homosexuals and homosexuality?
Well, I think really that isn't the issue that we're focusing on in this election.
Well, Michelle Bachmann dodging a straight question. How many times? Twice. She didn't have the character to give an opinion because, you see, she wants the Tea Party to look mainstream and just wonderful to everybody. Bachmann's psycho sister Ann Coulter, she's not afraid to hide her feelings on the issue. The hate merchant is openly embracing Paladino's bigotry.
You want to stick up for Paladino, do you?
Yes, I think someone on this network should, this great warrior to cut your taxes, New Yorkers. I think it's a little bit offensive to merge gays with gay left-wing activists. That was the only thing he was condemning.
I think the word that Mr. Paladino used was brainwashing. I think the dirty little secret of the Republican Party is that they're all thinking what Paladino is saying. Bachmann, Coulter, Paladino, they want gay people to take a back seat of the bus for the American dream. 3 weeks from tonight, Bachmann and the Republican Party plan to take America back, I guess you could say, to the 1800s. My next guest is going to do what he can to help stop that from happening. Joining us now is Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison. Keith, good to have you with us tonight. We want to point out before this interview that Mr. Paladino has just released a statement somewhat apologizing. Yesterday, I was handed a script. I redacted some contents that were unacceptable. I did also say some things for which I should have chosen better words. I said other things that the press misinterpreted and misstated. I sincerely apologize for any comment that may have offended the gay and lesbian community or their family members. Any reference to branding an entire community based on a small representation of them is wrong. What's your response to all of this? Obviously, liberals accept apologies. Does this go far enough?
Well, no, it doesn't. But the fact that, why doesn't he just say that gay, lesbian Americans are full, equal Americans, that we embrace them as Americans, and they have every right to pursue happiness as any other Americans do? That's not what he said. What he did is he said what he really believed. He got in trouble for it, and now he's trying to back out of it. And the fact is that he did this before when he was saying he was going to take somebody out, whatever that means. Of course, you and I know what it actually means. And so he's one who's prone to saying outrageous, crazy, now bigoted things, and then trying to back his way out of it.
What do you make of Michelle Bachmann, who's been the lead person, the lead personality beyond being elected official, the lead media talker when it comes to the Tea Party, yet she would not condone what Mr. Paladino said?
Well, Michelle was Minnesota's #1 gay hater when she was a state legislator. So she was famous. She made herself famous by campaigning about gay issues and being against them. So this is something that is perfectly in line with her political history. I mean, she may not want to promote that because since she's been in Congress, she hasn't talked about her history. But everybody in Minnesota knows Michelle Bachmann very well for her rallying against the gay community while she was a state legislator.
So you could come to the conclusion that her answer on the Today Show was not completely truthful or paralleling her political career of the past.
Hey, man, she was doing a political two-step, and she was, doing some dancing, some fancy dancing up there. The truth is that she has said things perfectly in line with what Paladino said in his first set of comments in her own political history. So I don't know why she wouldn't just come up and say she agreed with him, because if you look at her service in the state legislature, she clearly does.
Congressman Keith,
I mean, if she doesn't agree, maybe she could come on and say so.
I would love to have that happen. I'd love to have the both of you on the program, but of course she is very selective of where she goes. She likes the safe havens. and she could not answer the direct and tough question on the Today Show this morning. I think it's very telling about the Tea Party movement. Keith, good to have you with us.
Why wouldn't she just say it's wrong?
Yeah, well, it's not in her heart. It's not in her belief system. It's not in her heart. Congressman, good to have you with us. Thanks so much.